About a year and a half ago, I got laid off from my job and I was not okay. But this is how I stay motivated. Hey loves, welcome back to Real Talk with Jen. I'm Jen. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? So I wanted to talk to y'all today about how I stay motivated when like life seems to be beating you down. Or if you're just tired. So quick story time. About a year and a half ago, I got laid off. Yeah, about a year and a half, probably going on probably closer to 2 years at this point, but I got laid off for the first time in my career. I've been in marketing my whole career and I love marketing. I'm good at it and I enjoy it. Although I will say I don't feel like it defines me as a human. Like I'm not one of those people that's like all about my work. Like me being a good marketer is just a part of who I am. But I need money, okay? I need a job, right? So they laid me off. It was the first time it had ever happened and I was initially kind of like, it was just like more annoyance and like disgust, you know, with the corporate world and the man and all that, you know. But then I actually was like, you know what, whatever. I'll get a job soon enough. It's not gonna be a big deal. I'll take it as a little break. So in my mind, I was only about to be out of work for 2 months, 3 months tops. You know, it takes that long these days when you go through all the interview process anyway. So I'm like 2-3 months, that's cool. And by God's grace, I actually was given a severance when I was laid off. So I truly thank God for that, because when I got laid off, we had just bought a house like literally 1 year prior. So we were like at our 1 year anniversary basically into buying our home, this home, and then I got laid off. So that was, you know, it was scary. At the end of it all, it really was this scary feeling. But I was like, God will make a way, we will be okay. So initially I wasn't too worried. I was like, let me take it as a little break. Let me take it as a little reset. But then 3 months go by, 4 months goes by, 5 months goes by. And I'm like, at this point, motivation is decreasing. My morale, the way that I was interacting with people or not interacting with people, all those things start to change, because every single day I'm just like, oh my God, we're gonna lose our house. Oh my God, things are falling apart. Why is this happening? You know, this has never happened before and all this stuff, right? So I'm like in my head listening to the lies that the devil was telling me, y'all. And I was just like not motivated. I needed to come up out of it. Even more so, which I know a lot of my OG subscribers already know, is like I completely stopped recording. Damn near completely stopped recording. Like I could not find the motivation to do it. Like I couldn't, because in my mind I'm like, okay, you're filming YouTube videos, but you ain't got no job. Like you ain't got no money coming in, no new money coming in, right? Like the severance was the severance, yes, but you don't have anything to replenish. It was scary, you know? So the way that I started to kind of come up out of that was do a few things. One, I am a Christian, I am a believer. So leaned heavily into the word, leaned heavily into church, all of that. And wherever I could get it, whether it was content, not creating the content, but consuming content. We go to church every Sunday anyway, but really taking it and really studying it, understanding it, and really just coming to a space and getting closer to God in a way that I feel really changed me as a person. Just that time, because I was home and everyone was not here. My husband's at work, my kids at school, so I literally was home by myself 99% of the time. And at that point, it's like all you have is your thoughts and your own company. And then I would like take breaks to take the dogs out. So it really just gave me clarity in a way to like get closer to God. And that really helped to motivate me, and not only motivate me, but to sustain me. I also wanted to like take care of myself. So like every day wasn't a spa day. And I'm pretty sure I didn't go to the spa probably at all during that time, or maybe like on my birthday or something. So it wasn't necessarily paying for self-care like the traditional self-care, but it was just like taking moments to do things that I enjoyed doing. And that for me at the time was like doing my nails quietly, no disruptions, just me in my office doing my nails, or watching one of the shows that I enjoy, just me by myself, quiet time, enjoying something that is just like mine. You know what I mean? I like to do my own pedicures. So things like that were helpful in that kind of getting my motivation back up, feeling like myself again. Like that was important. And it wasn't like necessarily in abundance, because it wasn't like necessarily top of mind, because all I was thinking about was like, I need a job, I need a job, I need a job. So it was to the point that sometimes when you do things, you start to feel guilty for doing them. Like, you don't deserve to be doing this. You need to be looking for work while you're doing that. You sitting up here doing your eyebrows, you need to be looking for a job. That's kind of how I was treating myself. But I realized like it just was a lot. It just was a lot, because if you know, people always say, and moms hear it a lot, you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? Like, I can't help you if I have not helped myself. I can't, like, it's impossible. And I still needed to show up for my family. I have 2 kids, I got 2 dogs, I got my husband, and we got a household to run. So I can't be down and out and downtrodden. And I have a lot of people around me that depend on me and my lucidness and me being present. So that was another way that I felt like it really did help me, just to take those little pocket moments to myself to just enjoy the things I like. I listen to podcasts, like just little stuff, but it all mattered. Little small things matter. Another thing that's important is just leaning into the people that love you, leaning into the things and the people that make you feel like alive and happy. It is one of the worst things, like in adult life, at a certain point where you're just around people that you don't like, or around people that you're like, like this isn't my type of person. And it's not even a matter of not liking. You just realize like, you're not my type of person. You're not my type of person. And vice versa. You know, it goes both ways, and that's fine. But knowing who the people were that made you feel happy when you see them, and you have fun around them, you're laughing and smiling. So I leaned into my family, my friends, the people that make this life fun and joyous. One thing about me and my husband, we're gonna throw a party every time. We're like serious people, but also like we're fun. And so when those two things collide, it's just like we're gonna be serious about having fun. You hear me? So we will have people over, we'll make up a thing to have a little party. And those type of things really did help as well. And the kids enjoy themselves too, which is even more important, because we're creating memories. So not only do we get to spend time with each other and pour into each other, the kids also do the exact same thing. And then we chill out for like a few months, and then we do it again. And so it was a lot of that, and that helps to keep you motivated as well. I have a tendency to retreat when I'm just like, I had enough. I mean, I'm kind of an introvert, so that's not unusual. Like, introvert behavior is like, okay, I've had enough, I need a second to recover, and then you pop back out. Like, that's typically how I am. But I learned recently that I think I'm an ambivert. I'm not actually an introvert. And that means that, you know, with introverts, you need that moment to reset after you've had a lot of fun or whatever. You have to pull back. You like to be alone. You get energy from being alone. Extroverts get energy from being around people. And then an ambivert, based on a video that I saw, and I will put that video in the description, I thought it was really interesting. Ambiverts are essentially extroverts around the people and things that bring them joy. So if I'm in a room full of people that are my people, that I enjoy being around, that I love, and I'm having fun, even in a work environment. So you might not necessarily love your coworkers, but there are some coworkers that's like, these are my people right here. You know, like the people that bring you that energy, that joy, you're like an extrovert around them. You're talking, you're having fun, you're the loudest one there, which is literally me. I'll be the one dancing, doing the most when I'm around my tribe. And I'm around people that like you don't want to be around, or like people that suck your energy. It's like you have to create a whole story in your head of how you're going to get the energy to even deal with them. And then once you do, you then have to kind of take some time to yourself so that you can like re-energize. Like they pull the energy all the way out of you. And so the people that are somewhere in between introvert and extrovert are, I think, me. I'm realizing I think I'm more like that, because like in social situations, if I feel comfortable, I'm all over the room. I'm talking to everybody. I'm laughing, do everything. But if I'm like going to a networking event, or, you know, somewhere where I'm not really familiar, you might not hear me say a word. You might not even know I'm there. Okay. Like it's like that. So anyway, I'll put that video below. But nonetheless, I spent time with the people that brought me joy, that took my mind off of things, that speak life into you. It's so important, the things we say out of our mouths. My mom always says, don't talk about and don't say the things you don't want. And I was like, you know what? You're right, girl. You're right. Because a lot of times that's what we do. Like, I don't want to blah, blah, blah. Oh, I don't want to. And I am that person. I am that person, because I'm always thinking of like every scenario. So I am the person to do that. And then one day she was just like, she was visiting with us and was like, why are you talking about the things you don't want? Like, stop bringing that to yourself. Talk about the things you do want. Talk about the positive. We have a lot of power in the things that we say and a lot of power in the way that we think. And so when you're around certain groups of people, you got to be conscious of like, what type of people are you around and what are they saying and what's their way of thinking? Because that is going to start to show on you as well. So it's really important to have like that community, especially when you're in a space of like needing more motivation. I also try not to do everything myself. So there's this feeling of like, well, you're home all the time, you should just do it, right? And granted, fair, kinda, but I'm also a person and I'm also drained, tired, and discouraged, especially when you're looking for a job and you're looking for motivation. That it's not a motivating thing. Like it's literally the opposite. One of the things that helped was to just kind of simplify things, delegate things, ask my husband to help me, ask my sister to help me, ask my mom to help me if she was visiting or whatever. Even the kids, my kids are small, but they ain't that small. I got an 8-year-old and I got a 5-year-old. Go get that. Go do this. Instead of doing every little thing for them, it's like, can you do some of this yourself and take a little bit off of me and take a little bit off of my load mentally and literally physically? And then simplifying things too. Instead of at night, you know, we put the dishes away, maybe we just leave them on the rack and then do it the next morning. Like those little things that save you a little bit of time. One example for me, every Saturday I take my kids and my husband and myself, all our clothes out for the week and I iron it. It takes hours. It takes hours. But it's like, simplify it. Break it into 5 days. So like I was home all day anyway. So it was like, break it up across those days so you're not doing literally 30 pieces of clothing you're ironing. Like it wasn't even 30, it's more, y'all. It's so much work. But breaking it up helped to simplify that process for me, and it made it so it didn't beat me up so badly when I'm already looking for motivation. So I think that is a big part of it as well. Whatever that you're doing that you can make simpler, do it. Do that. If you can ask someone else to do it and trust what they will do and how they'll do it, because you know these kids do everything low-key half-ass. So it's like, if you trust the way that they will get it done where you're not gonna actually make more work for yourself because you gotta go behind them, and delegate it. Have them do it and take some of that pressure off of yourself, because the way that I am, I can be very all or nothing. So it's like, I'll just do everything. Don't even worry about it. I don't need no help. I'm good. That's the type of person I am. Whereas I'm not gonna keep asking you to, I'll just do it myself because I trust myself. I know I'm gonna get it done properly. I know it's gonna get done right. That's what I'll do it. And that does not always serve you well when you're looking for motivation, when you're looking to be poured into, when you're already beat down and tired. Let's not do that to ourselves. I think one of the main things and maybe most important things is just be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Be graceful with yourself. Like, show yourself some grace, baby. You cannot do it all. You can't do it all. You won't never be able to do it all. And if you try to do it all, it won't be done well. So as for me, I like to do things properly. I like to do things well. So I'm not gonna try to do every single thing and do every single thing half-ass. I'd rather do stuff myself, but even when I'm like in a space of like, no, I'll do it myself, it's still enough that I know that I can wrap my arms around it, right? Because after a while, you're just gonna start messing. That's how it is in a work environment too. Whoever you work with that be trying to do everything, the master of none, what is it? Jack of all trades, master of none. Like that person at work, they do everything mediocre at best. You know, instead of like 1 to 3 things really well and just digging into that, everybody got at least one person at work that's like that. That kind of translates to home environments too. Like, you don't want to just be okay at every little aspect of your life. You want to excel. We want to be great at what we do, whatever that looks like. Have some grace with yourself so that you know when it's time to pull back, when you know it's time to rest, so that you can give that full percent, that full 100% of yourself and do well in the things you do. Like some days, you know what? It is that day to just lay down. Just sit down. Just that day, not 10 days, but just that day, maybe take a rest, because that one day will allow you to go hard the next 15. You know, like we need to pour into ourselves, right? Like you cannot pour from an empty cup. It's a real thing, and I know y'all get it. So I hope this helped. it certainly helps me, and it's something that I always have to remind myself. It's not like a muscle memory. I'm always reminding myself of this as I continue to grow as a woman, a mom, and a wife. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there together. How about that? All right, y'all. I hope that you're well. I hope your family is well. I pray all is well with you. And I hope you have a good week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.